Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and we've got some more news from the Underhive. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Lady Haera Helmwar emerges from the Underhelves in a unique spire suit. During the events of the Aranthian succession, Lady Haera Helmwar became embroiled in a brutal civil war that began when her father, Lord Garodius Helmwar, was left in critical condition by an assassination attempt. The conflict that flooded in to fill the ensuing power vacuum racked the planet. And Lady Haera, the de facto ruler of Necromunda, while her father convalesces in stasis, was caught in the crossfire. She'd already killed off as many of her direct rivals for the throne as she could. In other words, her siblings. And when Lady Kratos' rebels came, Haera barely escaped with her life, encountering her brother Tamino at the gates to Hive Secundus. The story ended with the pair donning spire suits before entering the dark and ruined Hive. Now she has resurfaced with a cutting-edge rig of her own, and is preparing to terrorize the underhelves of her former prosperous Hive during the next chapter of Necromunda. Alright, so the plot thickens, the story continues, and now we have Lady Haera Helmwar in her new spire suit. So we can presume that this is coming from Forge World. Maybe they'll mention it in the article, but I do assume this is going to be a new Forge World resin kit. The paint job is not bad on this. The overall kit is cool and everything, and still shares like the looks of her previous model. And while this is overall pretty cool, for some reason it's just not like awing me. I do like the look of it, the four arms, the bulked up like size and everything. She still has like her regular blade and sort of like spear. And then of course like the big mechanical spire arms of her suit. Definitely reminds me a little bit of the Adeptus Sororitas Paragon war suits and kind of that look. I don't think it's going to be nearly as big, but overall pretty cool. The two noble siblings were on the hunt for the legendary Sthenian pattern hunting rig, a rare and potent suit thought lost long ago. Once acquired, and with its neural needles implanted directly into her skull, Lady Haera has ascended to hitherto unrecorded levels of ferocity. Athenian Hunting Rig, a rare suit of spire armor. The Sthenian Hunting Rig grants the reflex enhancers and Master of the Hunt special rules. Additionally, it gains a 4+ armor save and a 5+ field armor save. Elements from her previous guides, such as her cybernetic watch skulls, which help her search out foes in the dark, have been incorporated into the suit. She still hunts with her signature power spear and phase sword, but a vicious new pair of claws augment her combat prowess further. Alright, so here we can see the old Forge World model, and honestly this thing is pretty cool. I really think the look of this is actually probably better than the new spire suit. The level of like detail, cloth, all the embroideries and everything just seem a little bit more higher quality to me, but overall cool little ascension for her. Weaponized archeo lenses known as Medusan projectors that immobilize her prey and shut down their nervous systems for easy takedowns contribute to making her one of the most fearsome combatants on the planet, perhaps even deadly enough to go toe-to-toe with a Malstrain Alpha. When Lady Haera takes on the hunt alongside her family, a simmering sibling rivalry is brought to the foe, making her even more reckless in combat than usual. Alright, so we got the sibling rivalry, a little bit of extra rules to go along when she's battling with the spires. If Lady Haera in Sthenian pattern hunting rig begins her activation within 9 of another spire hunter, all of her weapons gain the reckless trait for the duration of her activation. Any law-abiding gang may attempt to petition her. Just remember that it's not prudent to ask her twice. Full rules for Lady Haera and her new warsuit will appear in the next Necromunda supplement, and she will be releasing in Forge World resin. Alright, so Forge World resin confirmed. Obviously now we've seen like the various spire suits going to be available in the Secundus set, and then additional spire suits pictured here will be available separately, and then you can get her in the hunting rig from Forge World. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch, and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video. So I do like that they've brought back the spires. I was obviously waiting a long time for this. Super excited for them to come back into the game. I like the idea of Secundus being like a dungeon crawl. Also that we're going to be able to use this alongside like our typical Necromunda rules. And then, of course, the addition of like a hired Lady Haera in the spire suit is pretty cool as well. And then, of course, a little preview of the rules to go along with it. Definitely a lot of exciting stuff coming to Necromunda. I'm super pumped to see how this actually like flushes out. It does appear at this point in time like we're not getting a new edition of Necromunda, which is really what the game needs to just get back on its feet. A new launching point, a more like simplified rule set where you can indulge in the campaigns, but also it's not nearly as much, but also removing a lot of like the roadblocks to actually get started for new players. But overall, I'm optimistic, even though the last couple of iterations of Necromunda, when Games Workshop tried to relaunch the game, it's basically fallen flat on its face. I think a lot of that is like the rules bloat, as well as the just overall really expensive price point that they've been pricing these box sets at. Games Workshop has definitely gotten lost in the sauce a little bit with some of its like skirmish style or like campaign style games. The big appeal of these skirmish games is you could basically pick up a single box for like 60 bucks or something like that, put together a gang, and then build on it over time, but you are basically ready to play for a very low price point. Now it seems like you got to drop at least a few $100s into the game just to get rolling. You still only have a handful of miniatures, and the rules are every bit as complex, if not more, than games like Warhammer 40k or Age of Sigmar. One of the things I really like about Warcry is you could basically piece together a warband from your existing miniature collection just using one of like the Grand Alliances, or you could pick up one of the bespoke warbands for about 60 bucks. All the cards came in the set. It was super easy to play. You could play games in a short period of time. You could fully expand your games and play in an actual campaign where your models basically level up over time, gain special equipment, and you got all the benefits of playing like successive games, similar to what you see in like Necromunda or like the campaign version of Kill Team or even 40k and Sigmar, but without all the unnecessary bloat. And I feel like Necromunda is in many ways like the opposite of that. It has all the complexities of the big games like 40k. It has all the cool like campaign rules and everything like that thrown inside. But instead of being able to just pick up a little box set and spend a couple bucks, see if you like the game, play through a campaign, and then expand over time, the initial investment you have to make is literally in the like hundreds of dollars. And if you have a thriving Necromunda community, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. You have an arbiter that can help you out with the rules, a bunch of experienced players that can help you make the right decisions, progress your gang along in a successful way. But for a new starting community, a group of players that wants to jump in, I think there's just way too many barricades that you got to leap over before you can get a new campaign flowing and having some fun. Let me know if this is your experience with Necromunda or what you're looking forward to in the new box coming out. Do you like the idea of like a dungeon crawler where you're kind of working in co-op mode, but you still have the options to play against each other in the regular gang-on-gang violence that we normally picture with Necromunda? Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And as always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on Games Workshop products. And while I'm definitely excited for the new Spire Hunters returning to Necromunda and hopefully revitalizing the game with the new Secundus box set, I just have this feeling that once again Games Workshop is missing the mark. But I guess time will tell. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.